Welcome back since last week. Thanks so much for signing up again. So for the next 6 weeks, it's going to be bandhas and breath. So I'm going to do things similarly but slightly differently in that we'll go straight into we'll do our pranayama, our breath work, and then we'll go straight into our half salutes, establishing the rhythm of the breath, and then the sun salutes, and then we'll start moving. So there'll be pockets of time where I might demonstrate something, whatever, but we're going to try and keep moving so that you can figure more out how to continuously control your breath. So when there are 4 bandhas, and bandha means lock, so it's like a restriction in the body. So the first one, and the main thing for that is to trap the energy. So the first one is your root lock, Mula Bandha, which is your pelvic floor. So Mula Bandha is, you would use it every day. And if you don't feel that sometimes you're using it, then you need to think more about it. But even if you're trying to lift something, you'll feel that you engage through your core, but it'll be your deep root lock. So you might, lift up the shopping or climbing stairs or something. It will be engaging a little. So it's to think more constructively, and it's not like absolutely go rigid. It's just to feel that toning of the pelvic floor, and that's your root lock. And the idea with that, like I'll say, when you're coming into stronger poses, say for example, an inversion, or crow pose, Bakasana, that if you engage your root lock, it traps the energy, so it's making you consider your hips, because that's obviously the area around your root lock, and this is the heaviest part of your body. You want to draw in so you can lift up. And the same if you're doing headstands. It's like if you engage your root lock, you're trapping the energy so that you can press it back through the body. So even if you're upside down. We've then got Uddiyana Bandha, which is your solar plexus. So that's when I say navel to spine, that's your Uddiyana Bandha. So this is, the solar plexus lock. So this one normally, because if you think about it, when you draw in, navel draws into spine. But when we're talking about this in relation to the breath, it's normally to hold the breath out, because you can't draw the navel in and then hold the breath in. So it's an outward motion. So that's more to engage between the pelvic floor, the navel, and then you can say it's the third and final, but there are 4 locks, because there's the final one, which is them all together. But then there's Jalandhara Bandha, which is your throat lock. So that's to inhale and draw the chin down. So holding the breath in, or you can hold the breath out, but that's to complete this sort of ball of energy between the locks. And it's very difficult to use all of these while you're moving. So it's more like just a consideration of that general tone through your body. And you wouldn't always use this. Some poses you would use the throat lock, but the throat and the throat sharpener, this is your center of communication. So when we're trying to draw attention to this area, say when you're doing breath work and you draw the chin down, it's also triggering the throat chakra, so your communication center. So it can be very releasing in that respect when you come out of the throat lock. So, and then Maha Bandha. Maha Bandha is the 3 together. So that's your 4th lock, is to all of them. So we're going to start with our pranayama is just to practice inhaling and exhaling, but nice and slow and steady. And when you inhale, you're going to use your root lock, Mula Bandha. So draw up the pelvic floor gently. And then you'll exhale. So you'll inhale, let's say inhale for 4, engaging the root lock. And then you'll draw Uddiyana Bandha, your navel in, as you exhale. So your exhale, as the breath is out, your navel will come to your spine as the last of the breath is squeezed out, and then you'll hold Uddiyana Bandha for 4. And then again, inhale for 4, hold the root lock. So, and it's a bit like this kind of thing, but it's just to feel that pulse between the two. Okay, so that's how we're going to start. So relaxing hands, you can have your mudra if you'd like, Gyan Mudra, or just rest your hands wherever you can feel your shoulders can be relaxed. Sit nice and tall, and firstly, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, and then draw up the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, as you inhale to the count of 4. And then exhale out and draw in Uddiyana Bandha, so the navel to spine, and then hold the breath out for 4. It doesn't matter if you fluff it up, just practice. Okay, complete one more round, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then let it all hang out, relax. Lowering your head and blinking your eyes open. Okay, then coming onto your hands and knees. Hands down, tuck toes, come up into down dog. Just slowly pedaling through the heels for a moment. And then walk your hands back towards your feet, ragdoll. Let the head hang, nod and shake. And then straightening the legs, release the arms, slowly coming up to stand. And then coming to the front of your mat. So we're going to do the half salutes a few more rounds than we would normally, just to establish. So knowing that we're thinking of the bandhas, whenever I say navel to spine or root lock, pelvic floor lift, I'm going to try and remember to say Mula or Uddiyana, so you know what they are. But with regards to the breath, once you start to move, it's your Ujjayi breath. So that's the breath with a little restriction at the back of the throat. So trying to use that as you move so that you have a slight audible sound, and making sure that you're not puffing, you're bringing the breath in nice and deep. Okay, standing in mountain. Inhale, palms to touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. We're going to keep going. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. One more. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, and then exhale to standing mountain, Tadasana. And we're going to do 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. So you can practice if you want. If you want to try the bringing your feet together, but modification is to have the feet hip distance apart if you struggle a little with your balance, but you can try together. If you're having feet together, your heels will be slightly apart, but toes touching. Squeeze as if you've got something between your thighs. So squeezing in, draw up through the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha in, lift your chest, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, look up. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga, low press up. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Down Dog. Take 3 breaths. Remembering Ujjayi breath. And in here, feel the Mula Bandha as you turn your tailbone up. Then inhale to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. Exhale to mountain, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Down Dog. Taking 3 breaths. Then inhale to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, hands up. Exhale to Tadasana. So last one. So you're trying to end up where you started from. So don't let your feet creep back. So you want to be able to step all the way forward when you come to Ardha Uttanasana. So standing in mountain, front of the mat, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Look up, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. 3 breaths. So remember, with your hands pressing firmly down, especially through the index finger, base of the thumb, draw in through Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. As you inhale to come forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to Tadasana, mountain. Okay, so we're going to do a sequence, but we're the poses in there that I'm going to remind you of before we come to them. Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon, and well, it's called figure 4, but also Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana, which is a one-legged forward fold. So with when we come into half moon, you can have your block ready at the front of the mat so that it'll be towards the end of a little sequence. So you'll end up at the front of the mat. You'll be in, I think we're in triangle before, triangle. So your block, you're on the right leg, or whichever leg is forward, your block will be to the outside edge of that foot. And then you're going to bend, so you come into almost high lunge, and you can step forward slightly, press the palm down, and bring one hand to your hip, because you're going to lift. So you want the wrist under the shoulder, press the floor away, Uddiyana Bandha, and then you're going to externally rotate the lifted leg, and you want to push through the outside of the leg. So you lift that heel, it should be roughly in line with your hip. You can keep the hand here if you can't twist so much, but if you can roll the ribs round, you'll release the top hand up. So this is half moon pose. Try to reach through the crown of your head and stamp on the wall behind you with the foot, and then come out gracefully as well. So you can bring the hand down, roll the hip down, float the feet. So don't just try not to collapse out of it. So that's half moon. And then the folding one, so this one, you need to come into half lotus. So you'd guide the heel into the front of the hip. You can hold onto the foot there. It's a bound pose. So if you can bring the hand all the way round, I'm not warm enough yet, but hold on, let me show you. If you can bring the hand all the way round, the knee has to be pointing down. So if you're kind of here, then don't bind. You'll just hold the foot. And that might be enough. You've got external rotation. Push the hips gently forward. And it's just hip opening. But if you want to fold, you can still fold if the foot is here. But ideally, you want the knee going down. So you might want to come to halfway. But if you can come all the way down, you can still hold onto this foot, or you'll bind and then fold with the opposite hand. So I'll give you the modifications as we go through. But if it's too much, then you can come into figure 4. So flex the foot, sit down, and then turn your tailbone up. You can even bring your hands here, or you can fold, straighten that leg. But don't force yourself into a pose that your body doesn't want to go into, because you may get injured, and it's best to back out a little and understand what your body wants to open, rather than trying to get into a certain pose. So hope you're right with that, Polly. Watch me. Okay, so we're going to start. So standing at the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Think of when you're in mountain, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, lifting up nice and long, reach through the crown of your head. We're going to come into chair pose, Utkatasana. So sit back, draw the arms forward and up. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart, turn your feet out, and you're going to squat to sit down. So if you need your hands, you need help to do that, then that's fine. We're then going to come into half boat pose. So shins parallel with the floor, spread your toes. Imagine this inner hug, squeeze your pelvic floor, navel in, gaze on your toes. And then exhale, we're going to cross at the ankles, palms down, step back to down dog. Inhale, roll forward to high plank and pause. So press the floor away, hug the shins towards each other. Feel now here if you squeeze Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, and then lowering to the mat for Sphinx. So slide your arms forward, palms down, tops of the feet down, lift your chest, draw the energy of the elbows towards your hips, draw your chin down. You can even do a little of the Jalandhara Bandha. God, one day I'll be able to say that. Just draw the chin in slightly. and then release the chin forward, then lowering down, setting up for locust. But you're going to bring the inside edge of your feet together, palms facing up, gaze is down. Inhale, lift, arms and legs, draw the shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze pelvic floor, draw in Uddiyana Bandha. And then exhale, palms down, tuck your toes, lifting up into down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step the right foot forward, runner's lunge. Steadying the breath, Ujjayi breath. Anjaneyasana, drop the left knee down, low lunge, flatten the foot. Draw your arms up, sink your hips. So here, feel as you lift up, chest is lifting, gaze between your thumbs, but you want to draw your navel in, knit your ribs. So you're almost drawing the ribs back slightly. So don't let the ribs flare, Uddiyana Bandha. And then exhale, palms together, lean forward. Breath here. Then inhale, lift up, exhale, twist. So bring the left elbow over the right. Press the palms in, elbows flare. Drawing your navel in, revolve. Tuck the back toes under. Inhale. Exhale, lift the back leg. How are we doing? Okay, then bring your left hand down. Bring the right arm up, twist. So reaching up to the ceiling, press the floor away, keep the neck free. And then bring your palms down, fingertips down, drop the left heel down. You're going to come up into warrior two. Arms go wide. Gaze turns over the front hand. Steady the breath. Shoulders soft. Draw up through the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then inhale, Trikonasana, triangle. Straighten the front legs. Keep that tone in the arms. Reach. Tip. So roll the right buttock under slightly, lifting up through the top hand. And then exhale, bring your left hand to your hip, come into high lunge. So you're on the ball of the back foot. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So you're going to hop a little forward, straighten the front leg, palm down, lift the back leg up and come into your half moon pose. So get to the opening of the ribs, turn the left ribs up the ceiling, push through the outside edge of the left heel. And if you feel stable, then lift the top hand. Turn this off. And then exhale gracefully, float the foot down, hands to hips. Slowly come to stand. Going to come into pyramid pose. So in pyramid, you can bring the fists pressing in together. So you opening here. If you can even come into Anjali Mudra, which is prayer pose behind. But then same thing, you don't want to force it so that you're pressing your chest forward. You want to draw the Uddiyana Bandha in, pelvic floor, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. So if it's easier to do this, you do that. And then take the feet into pyramid. So feet hip distance apart, left toes pointing slightly forward, right foot in front. And then level the hips to the front of the mat. Draw your kneecaps up and draw your Uddiyana Bandha in, navel in. You're going to hinge forward. So don't let that left hip swing back. Reach the chest forward till you're halfway, gaze goes down. Press down through the base of the big toe. So that lovely hamstring stretch. And if you want to go further, you draw the navel in, you start to fold forward,
But you can release the hands down by then if you want to, or you keep the hands in prayer or behind you. But don't let the left hip swing back. Keep rolling the hips level, deepening that stretch in the back of the thigh. And then inhale, bring your hands to your heart if you've released them down, hinging back up. So out how you came in, step forward. Other side, so finding wherever you were. This time, step the right foot a few inches back, level the hips to the front, draw up through the kneecaps. And the same thing, use your breath, use your bandhas, inhale, exhale, come to halfway. Gaze goes down, press through the base of the big toe, keep that foot flat and then fold. But feel how you need to use your core. Really, now we're strong through Uddiyana Bandha. Release your head, top of your head should be reaching for the floor. And then out how you came in, strong through the legs, inhale, coming up. Exhale, step forward. Other side. Standing in mountain. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Take the toes out, so coming down into your squat and then sitting as gently as you can. Coming into Ardha Navasana, half boat. So spread the toes because it activates the lower leg muscles. Reach shoulders soft, gaze on your toes. Draw both bandhas in. And then exhale, step back to down dog. Inhale, roll forward to high plank and pause. Then lowering yourself to the mat for Sphinx. So here you can do, let me get it right, Jalandhara Bandha. So as you exhale, draw the chin down, hold for a moment. And then when you then inhale, you lift your head slightly, keep the legs nice and strong. Then coming into locust. Inside edge of the feet together, palms facing up, inhale, lift. Ujjayi breath. How are we doing with all the Sanskrit? And then exhale, bring your palms down, tuck your toes under, come up into down dog. Oh no, I haven't. I'm right, good. Sorry. Then inhale, left leg lifts. Bring the left foot between your hands. Runner's lunge. Get nice and long, press through the fingertips, reach forward. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, drawing up. Uddiyana Bandha as you sink, gentle Mula Bandha, lifting the chest, leaning back. So lunging, get that lovely feeling in the front of the right hip, reach through fingertips. And then exhale, bring your palms together, lean forward. Elbows flare, press into the palms, draw your navel in, revolve. Keep sinking the hips. And then tuck the right toes under. Inhale, lift the back knee. Well done. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Bring the right palm down. Draw the left arm up. Turn the gaze up, sink the hips. And then exhale, bring your fingertips down, drop the right heel down. You're going to come up into warrior two. This way. So feel strong on the back leg as well. We're not just hanging into the front hip joint. So stack knee over ankle, squeeze out through the fingertips,
but feel like you're lifting through the inner thigh on the back leg. Triangle, inhale, Trikonasana, draw the kneecaps up, reach, 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 draw the navel in, and tip. Mula Bandha, turn the gaze up, shoulders away from ears. Then inhale, lift through that top hand, hands to hips, come to high lunge with the legs. So you're on the ball of the back foot. And now you're going to come into half moon. So lean forward, left palm on the block. Straighten the left leg. Externally rotate the right thigh and push through the back heel. So you really need to flex the ankle as if you're stamping on the wall behind you. Well done. And then exhale, slowly floating the foot down. Inhale, coming up to stand. Exhale, come into child's pose, or any resting pose. You could lie on your back and just knock your knees together. Just take a few moments. Oh, I forgot my last pose. So re-establishing your Ujjayi breath. So activate your child's pose. So lift your elbows, palm down. Press the palms down, push them away from you. And then inhale, come onto all fours. And you can have tops of the feet flat or tuck your toes, whichever is best for your knees. We're going to bring the right arm forward with the palm in, the left heel back, and pause here, but keep the breath steady, Ujjayi breath. Gaze is down. Trying to keep the limbs as even as possible. It's understanding that proprioception, so where your limbs are in space. And then exhale, tabletop. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Flex the back foot, press the floor away with the right palm. We're trying to roll the right thigh under, so we're not like half moon with the thigh rolling out. And then exhale, tabletop. Come up into down dog. And then we're going to ripple forward into high plank. So draw the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha in, come up onto your toes. Head comes last, so you're going to roll slowly forward, opening into high plank. And head comes up. Press the floor away, spread the shoulder blades, then draw Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha up. Hips come up, and then rolling back into down dog. So turning the tailbone up is the last thing. Again, rolling forward. So just feeling that articulation of the spine. So staying in high plank at the end, you're not coming any lower. Keep the elbows straight. Once more. Draw in. And then lifting back up into down dog. So we're going to do what we just did. It's called bird dog in tabletop, but now we're going to do it in high plank. So roll into high plank. You need to hug in with the forearms, hug in with the shins, press between the shoulder blades.
Lift the right arm forward and the left leg. And then exhale, down dog. How did we do? And then inhale, other side. Rolling forward. So now it's left arm, right leg. Banders, root lock. Exhale, use your breath, down dog. Well done. And then inhale, roll forward into high plank. Come down into forearm plank. So pressing the floor away, hug the shins towards each other. We don't want the hips too low, you don't want them too high, so seeing if you can be Goldilocks in the middle, but that Sphinx pose with the arms, press the floor away. And then bring the right hand in front of your face, side plank. So right elbow under right shoulder, roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. You can have that kickstand if you want. Otherwise, stack your feet, reach the left arm up. Press the floor away with your right elbow so you're not sinking into that shoulder. Lift the right hip up. And then exhale, roll back into forearm plank. Turn onto, so left palm in front of you, side plank on the left side. Lift the top hand up if you can. Lift through that left hip and then exhale, forearm plank, and then lower yourself down. Rest your head on your forearms, turn your feet out. You're doing brilliantly. And how's our focus on our Ujjayi breath? Sometimes it's just hanging on. We're just trying to get through. So this is where it's the challenge is when you feel that you can use the inhale and use the exhale to help you stay steady. And noticing that when you engage those locks, your body is stronger. It's that inner focus helping you to not panic, not fly out of what you're trying to hold. Okay, then making your way to down dog. Pausing in down dog for a moment. You can walk your dog a little. Okay, then inhale, step forward to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale to chair pose. So using the breath here, use the locks, sit down, draw the knees back slightly, squeeze gently the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Drishti, gaze between your thumbs. Turn your feet out, hands to heart, lowering your bottom through Malasana. Coming into boat pose. Spread those toes, lift your chest. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, coming into Sphinx. Try the moment of an exhale to, the breath goes out, your throat lock, draw the chin in, hold the breath out for the count of 2. And then inhale, lift your head. Locust, feet together, palms face up. Inhale, lift. So keep that length. Feel the thighs hugging towards each other. Feel here if you try and let the locks go, it'll all start to sag. And then exhale, just turn one cheek to the mat. Inhale again into locust. Next exhale, turn the other cheek to the mat. And then bring your palms beside your ribs, tuck your toes, come up into down dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Slowly come up to stand. Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. So this is our half bound pose. So we're going to go into it in little stages so that we can all see where we're at with it. So firstly, as a balancing pose. So standing in mountain, take the weight into your right foot, lift your left knee up. And then if you bring your hands to your hips, we're going to take the knee out to the side. See if it helps if you flex or point or whichever, but just noticing. We're trying not to lean too much, so get strong on the outer hip, and then bring that knee forward, lift the knee into your chest, but lift your chest up, core engaged, exhale, release. Other side, inhale, weight into the left foot, lift the right knee up, but squeeze the outer hip, engage that glute, take the knee out. Ujjayi breath, Mula, Uddiyana Bandha. And then bring the knee back in, lift the knee up. Exhale, release. A little bit of goddess, so to help with the external rotation. So turn toes out. You're going to try and sink your hips. Your bottom will go back, but then you want to try and draw your tailbone down towards your heels. And you want the knees to track in the direction of the toes, so not folding inwards. Hands to hips, or wherever helps to focus. So it's just, we're not doing the arms, so we're just feeling that sensation of lengthening through the inner thighs, draw the tailbone down. You can rock a little, just keep nice and low so you feel the warmth in the inner thighs. Keep chest approximately over hips, so trying not to bend. And then inhale to stand, bring your feet together. And then a few swinging of the arms, because we're going to do the twist that's involved. So start to just moving, draw the bandhas in, but just feeling into a twist. So knowing that whenever we twist, we want to twist from our middle, not just our shoulders or our neck. Okay, so bringing the weight into the left foot. So as you inhale, weight into the left foot, right knee up. And then we're going to come into figure 4. So flexing the lifted leg, you can have hands to hips, and then sit down. So you want to take bottom back. So as you sit down, don't just tuck under, you want to stick your bottom out. So you feel this, the raised leg, you can feel into the glute. Think of your bandhas, draw them in gently. And then you can even release the hands. See if you can sit down a little more. And it doesn't matter if you need to get to hold on to go to the wall or something, but just feeling into, we try not to have the knee too far forward of the toes. We're trying to draw, keep the knee stacked. Okay, and exhale, release. So this is where you'll know, if you struggle with this one, then stick with this, because it's good to grow your practice in that way, not just fight for the pose. You're you're trying to, the whole point of them is to open up parts of your body, but also it's the discipline of doing it. Okay, other side. Did we just do, which way did we do? Yeah, thank you. So, okay, so lifting on the inhale, sit down and feel into it. Feel how to turn your tailbone up. You're going to need to lift or squeeze Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, use your breath. And if you want to release the arms, and then inhale and release. So if you want to continue to practice there, if you want to try for the heel in, opposite heel into the hip, then we're going to lift. So as you inhale, so thinking of it as a balance pose, obviously drawing in, lift the knee, and then you're not going to do this kind of thing. You want to use your core to keep yourself, you will have to come forward slightly, but like a little crunch, your core is engaged, and take the underside of the foot. So you're gently guiding, you're not going to hurt your knee. If you are, then don't do it. Draw the heel in. So this is the point where you might not be able to get that high, and then let the knee drop. So if the knee doesn't want to go down or fold, then come back to the figure 4 version, because this is where you'll work. If you want to take the bind, lift up, you'll need to get long, reach the hand behind and see if you can take hold of the big toe. It's been a while. Here, that might be enough, but otherwise micro bend in the knee, folding, use the breath, exhale to fold, head releases down, to come out, micro bend in the knee or bend the knee and come up and slowly release. So you can do any part of that. So where you feel you're getting stuck, just pause, use your breath, settle. So other side. If you want to try onto the other side. And you can keep, if you don't want to bind, then just keep hold of the foot and the opposite hand will come down. Done, Helen. Very good. The feet, I'm going to come. Yeah, steady you. So that's it. Just feeling the knee dropping. Reach the right hand down. Okay, I'm here, I'm here. You don't have to go further, but you'll feel it in the back of the leg and the hip. And then slowly come up. Use your core. Done. Excellent. And then slowly release. Don't let it ping out the foot. Yeah, well done. Okay. And then we will, I think we'll cool it down. But we've done both sides. Did anybody want to try that or ask a question about that pose? Because it's quite tricky. No. So essentially it's about opening the hips. So you can do that easily, even sitting down with the figure 4 or thread the needle that we do when we're sitting on the floor, pigeon. They all do the same thing. So you don't have to go for this knee pinging whole version, but it's one of those poses that's been kind of embellished over time. So we'll take a little vinyasa and then we're going to cool down. So front of the mat, palms down, step back, lowering to the mat, inhale, cobra or up dog, exhale to down dog, and then coming to sit. Bring your legs out in front, lying back, knock your knees together, bring your hands to your stomach, close your eyes. And now not controlling the breath, so we're just going to feel the sensation of the body relaxing. So use your exhalation long and slow. Release your root lock, your solar plexus lock.
And then hug your knees into your chest. And then drop your feet down with the knees bent, windshield wipers. So arms go wide, palms down, take your feet apart. The feet on the mat, knees are going to roll one way, head turns the other. Oh, feet down. Yeah. No, leave your feet on the mat. So come back, feet wide, there, and then you turn, yeah, and then that. So you feel the internal, external, yeah. And then coming back to center, we're going to come to flowing bridge. So you want to have your heels under your knees, and as you inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms to touch down behind you, and then exhaling, lowering through the vertebrae, hips down, arms by your side. So really feeling the connection to your breath as you move. And then exhale, lowering down, and put your warm things on. Ready for Shavasana.